Okay.
Recording is on.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, or good evening for you. So basically, we covered most of the um, very good amount of problems on arrays. Around nine problems we covered. So last week we covered gas station problem, which is very interesting and important problem. I posted the YouTube link as well to look at it. And now we are going to discuss about the max profits array stocks max profit problem. Okay. uh, let's go to the website. Let's start with this. So you guys, this is the problem definition. The cost of stock on each day is given in array. By the way, anyone using the stocks, are you buying and selling the stocks? There are a lot of apps coming in India, right? Have you tried anyone, Tarun or Anu?
No,
Not yet.
no.
Yeah. First, you guys need to earn it, earn the money, and then try all these things.
In, yeah.
Yeah, right now a lot of apps are there, a lot of the platforms. Like recently, I think the last couple of years there were so many. So basically, how they work, this is very basic problem of those apps. Every minute, every millisecond, they change the prices, right? And in those apps, you can sell the, you can buy the stocks, you can sell the stocks, you can put options. So many choices are there. I tried a little bit couple of years ago here, but it is complicated. It's very mathematical thing, and you need to do a lot of calculations, before you buying and selling. It's not easy, but anyway. So this is a very basic thing. So let's say what they are saying is the cost of stock on each day is given in an array. Okay, this is an array which has a cost of stock, cost of a particular stock. That means, let's say these are the cost of some company, in India. Let's say Tata, TCS, or Infosys, right? These are the cost of the Infosys stock on day one, day two, day three. Just a random, days of a random day. Maybe let's say this will be the cost of the stock starting tomorrow. Just assume, or maybe last week completed, right? We don't know what is the stock value tomorrow. So let's assume this will be the cost of the particular stock of a company. Find maximum profit that you can make by buying and selling on these days, on those days. So if the given array of the prices is sorted in decreasing order, then profit cannot be earned at all. So why it is like this? So you guys understood the problem. Basically, this is different. This is the stocks of a particular company. Okay, we need to find out if you we need to find out maximum profit. How to find the maximum profit. So there is an explanation here, uh, but if you look at this one. So they are saying the maximum profit could be 865. In order to get 865, what you need to do is you need to buy the stocks on day zero. This is the day zero, day one. Just assume that zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So it's a 1 week of stocks, 0 to 6, right? So buy the stock on zero and sell on day three. By selling day zero and day three, this is like 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So on the third day, the value is 310. How much you bought it? You bought for just 100 rupees. Now you are selling a stock for 310. So how much profit you got? 210, right? So that's the profit. Now buy the stock on day 4. Again, day 4 went to 40. It's very low, right? On day 4 and sell it on day 6. Look at the day 6 value, 695. So you buy again on the next day, you buy the stock, but you sell on the last day. Don't sell on 535. If you sell on 535, you will get a little bit less profit compared to selling on 695, right? Isn't it? So 695 minus 10, you got 655. So total, like, you bought and sold on one time, and again you bought and sold another time. So finally, you got 210 plus 655, total 865 profit you got. isn't it? Is it clear or any questions?
Like I have one doubt, like why they have added both numbers, like 655 and 210.
That's a good question. Basically, they are saying maximum profit. So it is actually the question number. It's complicated question. Basically what they are saying is you can buy and sell two times. You can buy two times. You can sell two times. Okay. Now how to maximize the profit? Like if you buy 100 and you sell it, 180. How much you got? You just got $80, 80 rupees.
Right.
Again, if you buy at 260 and if you sell at 310, how much it is? 80. And here, 360, like 310 minus 260, just 40. So here 80 plus 40, you got total 120. So that is also you can do. You can buy on the first 0th day and you can sell on this day, but that difference is less than the difference of buying and selling at this point, right? So
Right.
so basically you can, like, the input is like this: you can buy two times, you can sell two times. Make sure you get the maximum profit out of it. So let's simplify the question. Let's simplify. Just you can buy one time, you can sell one time. So let's look at the second one. 4 2 2 2 two simple numbers. 4, the value of the stock is 4, and next 3 days is just 2, and then it went to 4. What is the maximum profit? Better to buy on day 1, right? It's not better to buy on day 0. The people who bought on day
Right.
0, they don't get any profit. Even if they sell for 4, 0, you bought for 0 and you sold for 0. You did not get any profit, right? So what the best option is: buy the stock on day 1 and sell it on day 4, so that day 4, this is day 4, right? 0 1 2 3 4. So you bought for 2 rupees and you sold for 4 rupees. Finally you got 4 minus 2, 2 rupees profit. This is the maximum profit you can get based on these numbers. Is there any other way you can get more than 2 rupees?
No.
That's right. So there is no way. Based on the numbers given, the maximum profit is 2 rupees. But here we need to find out how to get those 2 rupees. On which days you need to, on which day. You can also, actually, there are three answers for this. In order to get 2 rupees, right? You can buy on day 1. This is day 0. You can buy on day 1, day 2, day 3. It doesn't matter. The stock price is constant for 3 days. So all the people who bought on day 1, day 2, day 3 and sold on day 4 will get the same profit, isn't it? So
Right. Right.
that's the first question. Let's This is the complicated. Like, this is the, like, you can buy two times, you can sell two times, but let's assume this is the case. Just only you can buy one time, you can buy, what is the max profit? So here, even like, there is no second option here. If you buy, if you bought on two rupees and if you sold for 4 rupees, there is no way you can buy second time and you get it. Actually, yeah. So basically, you can also do one thing. I don't want to complicate, but you can also do one thing. You can, as an investor, what you can do is you buy two stocks on day 1, you buy two more stocks on day 2. Just assume you can buy two times, right? And you can sell two times. So now what happens? You bought two stocks, one stock on day 1, another stock on day 2. Finally, on day 4, you can sell all two of the stocks. That means 4 minus 2 and again 4 minus 2. You got it, right? So you bought two stocks.
Yeah.
You bought two stocks. So on the day 4, the stock price is 4 rupees. What you do? You sell two stocks. So 4 minus 2 and again 4 minus 2. You will get 4 rupees output, right? That is also, investor will do all those things. But Let's assume the condition that once you buy the stock, you are not allowed to buy another stock unless you sold that stock. That means the order is like this: buy, sell, buy, sell. See, this is exactly the same thing, right? You bought here and you sold for 310, and you bought for 40 and you sold for 695. So it's kind of a sequence: you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. But there is no, like in Robinhood or a lot of other apps, there is no restriction that you need to sell the stock before you buying again. That's a very complicated algorithms will run inside. But here, let's assume that you cannot buy again unless you sold the stock. So that in that situation, right, there is no second buying here, because if you buy for 4 and if you sell next 3 days, you lose the money. Similarly, if you buy here, 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 you need to wait until the stock price increases to get the profit, right? So here is the place where the stock price increased from 2 to 4 and you sold the stock, you got the 2 rupees, but you cannot buy anymore because the only 5 numbers were given. So you cannot buy second time in this particular input. Is it clear or confusing?
Yeah, it's clear. Like, so first of all, we will buy a stock and we'll look for on which day to sell so that we
Exactly.
can get the maximum profit.
Maximum profit. Yeah.
Suppose we're buying for only one time, like,
Yeah.
let's suppose.
Yes. So the condition here is, now you guys can understand why this is the case. If the given array of prices is sorted in decreasing order, the profit cannot be earned at all, right? So all these are in
Yes.
decreasing order. That means the value is decreasing day by day. Okay. So you never sell stock, right? Because the value is decreasing, isn't it? So there is no answer for that. I'm going to start this one thinking state. So the value, let's say the stock price is 4, and the next day is 2, next day is 1. So let's say the stock price is 6. So you bought for 6. You cannot sell it because it never went more than 6. Even if you buy for 4 rupees, it never went more than 4. So it's, if the array is in decreasing order of the price, you know, the profit is 0. You lose the money, right? Like in case actually the minus values, like if you buy for 6 and sell for -1, or even if you buy for 4, 6 minus 4, right, you lose the money.
Right, right.
You are losing, like, kind of. So basically you need to do like this: 4 minus 6, so -2, because you sold for 4 and you bought for 6, so you're losing, right? So there is no profit in this case. So now let's assume that's not the case. Let's assume this is the input, right? So how to solve this problem? So let's say this is the array given. Okay, 25168. I'm going to write here. This is the input that we are going to solve. So 25168, 25168 972 972. Okay. Now tell me, what is the max profit? Look at the numbers. Anu, are you following so far?
Yes,
Yeah, what is the profit? Like max profit.
so if you buy for 1 and sell for 9, the profit will be 8, right?
Very good, very good. So if you buy at this location, right? So basically this is the best place. And if you sell for 9, right? Is there any other
Yes.
is there any other best way? No, right? Because basically that is the
Oh,
best way. So you will get 8 rupees of profit, isn't it?
Yes.
So how you found it? How you found actually? What math you did in your mind to find out? Basically, in order to solve, in order to write the algorithm, we always need to think how we are thinking. It's kind of how your mind, processes the numbers. So how you came up with this?
So actually, I took the lowest stock and the greatest one.
Exactly. You took the lowest and greatest. Let's say the 9 is here and 1 is here. Is that still profit 8?
No, sir.
No,
No.
right? Because there is another condition here. The lowest should be on the left side of the greatest
Outside.
number, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So, so let's say, so I'm trying to explain the main logic here. So let's say 9 is and 1 is somewhere here. 9 is here, 1 is somewhere here. You never count that one, right?
Yes, yes.
So let's say it's not 1, it is 7. Okay, now tell me the answer for the same input. You anyone know this or Karan? So let's say that's not 1, that's a 7. What could be the answer? I am also finding
So 2 and 9 maybe.
2 on 9. So
Yeah,
what is the
profit will be
max profit? Max profit.
like I'm seeing like let me see also like
Yeah.
other cases. Yeah.
So what is the max profit in this situation?
It's again 8.
Again 8. Oh, how you get the 8 rupees? At what place you buy? At what place you sell the stock? Yeah, Tarun, go ahead. So how you got the 8 rupees profit?
Like if I say, buy 2
Buy at
and
2. Uh huh. Yeah, and you sell at
7.
7. Oh, here. Where? Say 7 rupees?
No, no.
Huh.
2. It
Oh, here itself. Okay. Yeah,
sorry, 2.
7 minus 2. How much is that? So 5 rupees, right? Profit is 5 rupees.
Yes.
Is that the max profit? Can't you get maximum?
No, no.
What will be the maximum profit?
Like the question is with the number of attempts, by adding number of attempts, what is the maximum profit, right, Suresh?
No, just to buy once and sell once.
Okay.
This is very
Okay.
simple. Don't complicate the problem with you can buy number of times. You can buy. That's a secondary problem. So just the simplest problem is you can buy once and you
Buy.
can sell one. So then what will be the maximum profit? Anu, can you tell me the answer for this one?
So 2 and 8, buy it 2 and select 8.
Sell at 8. Okay. So you bought
Select
it.
9.
Sell at 9. Exactly. There is a 9 here, right?
Right, right.
So you sold for 9, but how much time, how much money you spent? You just spent 2. And how much profit
2.
you got?
7.
7. So that's the max, right? Tarun, are you following so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, I got it.
So basically, what since I changed 1 to 7 here, so initially it was 1 here, now I changed it to 7. So that's why your Anu just picked the next small number on the left side of the big number. So 2 is here also, but we don't want this 2. We want this particular 2, isn't it?
Mm. Mm.
Yes.
Right? But how you compared in your brain, you might already calculated this. Tarun is saying, hey, so let's sell at 7. So 7 minus 2, 5. And 6 minus 2,
Fine.
4. 8 minus 2, 6. You might already calculated all those things, isn't it? Finally, when you calculated with 9, 9 minus 2, 7. Did you stop there? Your brain did not stop there. You also calculated this 7 minus 2, which is 5 again, which is less than 7. You might also calculated this 2 minus 2, which is 0. There is no profit if you sell, if you buy 2 at sell at 2. So our brain already calculated all those comparisons. Finally, we end up saying this is the answer, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
I know you did all those things in your brain, right? When you're looking at the numbers, when you're scanning the numbers, that's how you
Yes.
that's how you found 7. Because initially you said 8, but 8 minus 2 is 6. Then you said 9. Oh, 9 is there. 9 minus 2 is the 7, which is bigger than the
Second.
profit you thought before, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is actually writing the algorithm. That exactly whatever the thought process, we have to write that into algorithm. Modit, are you following?
Yes, Suresh. Yeah.
So what are we doing here is, so in our brain, what we did is, when you scan these numbers, initially we are thinking two. Let's buy at two. Okay, let me revert back to this one to one. Okay, so how our brain is working? Just try to understand how our brain is thinking. That will give you the answer. So basically, we need to find out the maximum profit. We need to find out this particular number. That will be the answer. But how to came up with that answer? By writing the code, right? So how to write the code to get this answer? So in this scenario, 8 is the answer, right? Because you buy at 1 and sell at 9. So 9 minus 1, 8, isn't it? So this is again, I reverted back to the previous numbers, right? But how you came up with this answer? By looking
Like
at
we
the,
compare,
yeah, go ahead, Tarun. Yeah.
we check the what is the lowest number.
Mm-hmm.
So if we find the it is the lowest number, we buy the stock at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and we move to the next item.
Mm-hmm.
So if the number is compared to first lowest price number, if it is greater,
Mm-hmm.
we'll check after a sell. If
Mm-hmm.
it is greater, then we move to the next cell. So again, if we check if the cell is lowest to the present cell,
Mm-hmm.
so we buy it right now at present.
Yes. Yes. So basically, we need to find out. We need to find, as we are scanning, right? As we are scanning, we need to find out the lowest number for buying, right? At the same time, we need to find out biggest number for selling, isn't it? It's not just finding lowest and biggest in the algorithm in the array. That is completely different. If I say, hey, give me the lowest number in the smallest number in the array, and give me the biggest number in the array, then those, just do the minus of those, and then that will be the answer. That's not the answer. Because let's say 1 is on the right side of 9, right? So then it's not 9. You never do 9 minus 1. It's a 1 minus 9, because on the right side, right? You cannot. So if 1 is not here, if the 1 is on the right side of 9, right? So you cannot buy at 1 and you cannot sell at 9, because the prices are going from left to right, isn't it? Initially, you're thinking, oh, just 1 minus 9, it's the smallest number in the array and the biggest number in the array. Let's find small number, let's find big number, and just do the minus of those two numbers. That's not the problem here. That won't give you the correct answer all the times, right?
Yeah, like we can see it like in this way. Suppose this is prediction of stock market, like stock prices for
Yeah.
next 10 days. So
Yes.
we can buy at like at present day only. And
Yes.
and somehow we are getting this intel that these are the prices, and
Mm-hmm.
then for that, but so like we are saying like what will be the maximum profit like for every number. Suppose at zero index we see what will be the maximum number from 1 to 7 index. We will
Yes.
find that maximum number, like, and minus that, like we get the profit, local profit. Suppose this is like
Yes.
profit for 2 only. Then
Yes.
we move to next number 5, and then
Yes.
we again get like like
Yeah. Guys,
profit.
just give me two
We get
minutes to just
again.
discuss about the algorithm. I will be back. I'm getting a call. Okay. So try to
Sure,
find
sure.
out how many variables we want, how many times, how many loops you need to write. Those are the things I'm looking. How to solve this problem, how to get the answer 8. Okay. Just think about it. I will be back in few minutes. Okay.
Sure. So do you guys get my solution, or like I can explain again also?
No, I didn't explain once more.
Sure, sure. So like, see, so suppose we are on like at zero index. Uh, Currently, you can buy stock at 2 rupees, and so at from like, see, like from one index to 7 index. So these are the prices for next coming days. So first, so what we will do, we will find maximum from 1 to 7 index. So what is maximum?
It's 9.
Correct. So we will find the profit. So like 9 minus 2, that will be 7.
Hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then we move to next number, that is 5, and then we will calculate. We will like suppose index is 1, and then we will find the maximum from 2 to 7 index again. So what will be maximum again? 9.
Again, it will be 9, but the
So
profit will be 3. Like
profit will be 4.
4.
Uh, 9 minus 5. Then we will continue this process, like we go to one, like second index 1, and maximum number is 9 again, so profit will be 8.
Okay.
So we will continue this till end, and like we will find whenever we are getting the maximum profit.
Mm.
I have a like question.
Yeah,
Uh, I think like uh, if we consider as a real case, I think suppose we buy a stock on second first day, it index 0,
yeah,
it's 2, at price 2. Yeah, and again we are not selling on first day, like second day index 1,
okay,
and we on third day also its value is 1, right? And next so we wait for up to when the stock is at a higher price,
yeah,
so we are selling at the index 5.
correct, correct.
I think we can we come back, or we need to start from index value 5 only.
So like this is like, so like if we like compare it with like real life, so this is like hypothetical. So like we never know the stock prices in
Tomorrow,
future,
yeah, right.
of future. So like this is hypothetical, and so like we are like choosing a day, and choosing a day to buy a stock, and choosing a day to sell a stock, so that we can get the maximum profit.
Right.
So that's how like we are like, this is like a brute force solution. So like we are like choosing one day to buy a stock, and then like we will see from the future days from where to sell. We will get one value, and then we'll move to next day, and then we'll continue this process till we find the maximum profit.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Got it.
back, guys. Yep. So what you said is correct. So how many times you need to loop through the array and how many variables you take? Yeah, Modit, go ahead.
So I think it will take two loops.
Mm-hmm.
It
Two
will
loops.
take two loops, and I think we will like make a like a like global variable max profit, and we will store some like minus integer value, lowest integer value
Okay.
in that.
Yeah.
And then suppose we are at zeroth index, so like loop start at zeroth index,
Yeah.
our first outer loop, and
Yeah.
then our like inner loop will start from one index to last of the index.
So basically I plus
So
1.
in the right, j will be I plus 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will find the max number. Like
Yeah.
after finding the max number, we will subtract max number with 2,
Mm.
and we will get a value. So suppose like we will store it it will be a temporary value,
Mm-hmm. So if you
and
take
then
2,
we move to
if you,
like
yeah, if with 2, right? With 2
yeah,
you find the maximum value and the current profit will be 7. If I equals 0,
correct,
right? If I equals 0, you're running from all the way
right,
I plus 1 to last element, right?
right,
So current profit is current profit is 7.
correct.
And here is the max profit. Max
Then we
profit you
will
are thinking, right? Max profit is minus value, minus integer dot min value. Now this is always smaller than 7, right?
correct. So we will compare both and replace that, like we will put 7 in our global variable max
Yes.
profit,
Max profit. Yeah. Then what we
because it is greater value. Like
yes.
then we will again, like we will like it increment our I, we will go to first index,
Okay.
and then we will like run our inner loop. We will again find max from 0 to, sorry, 2 index to 7 index.
Yeah. 2 to 7. Yeah. The profit we will get is I
So
think
I
5, right? 5.
4.
What will be the profit if
And
you buy at 5 and if you sell at 9?
4.
4.
Right. You guys following, right? So 4. But 4, do you consider 4?
No, we will not.
Because this is the smaller than the max profit that you're getting.
Correct.
Okay.
So we will like continue this process like till I think we need to go till 6th index only, I think.
Okay.
Like I value will like continue till 6th index.
Okay. If I is 6, right? J will go to 7 and J will go from 7 to 7, right? And you get the 7
Right,
minus
right.
1, like you will get 2 minus 7, which is minus 5. You will get minus 5, which you don't even consider because 2 minus 5, 2 minus 7, right?
Correct.
The profit is minus 5, so we don't consider. So
Correct.
in the middle you find the profit. So while you're doing this process, you will find the profit when you take at 1, right? When I is 0 1 2, when the I is 2, right? J run from 3 to 7.
Correct.
So when j equal to 5, then you can find 9 minus 1, which is profit 8, which is bigger than current profit, and immediately you put the max profit there, isn't it?
Right.
Very good. Then what is it clear to Anu and is it clear, Karan, what we are doing?
Yes, yes.
Yes, right.
So basically, we are taking one and then we are comparing with the rest of the numbers. If I really buy at 2, what is the max profit? If I bought at if I'm going to buy at 5, what is the max profit? If I am going to buy at 1, what is the max profit? So you are comparing like that. Okay. Now this algorithm works, which is good. What is the time complexity and space complexity? What is the time complexity? PC
So so like it will be like big of n square,
O of n square. Very good. Why it is O of n square?
because like Like we pick one number and we have to iterate through like rest of the array. Then we
Yeah,
pick another number, iterate rest of the array. So approximately it will be like big of n square.
because it is two loops. Simply, yeah, you are taking one number, you are iterating with rest of the numbers. Again, you are taking one number and you are iterating rest of the array. Right? Is it clear,
Correct.
Anu and Tarun, why it is n square?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Now let's go to the space complexity. What is the space complexity?
Constant, like big of one.
Of one. Very good. So, do you guys know why it is? Here, how many variables?
No, sir.
Yeah. Space complexity is always like you taking a space, a extra space. Yeah, we have to take
Extra
extra space.
space.
We already took four variables: I, J, current profit, and max profit. There are four variables we took, right? So, is that space?
Mm.
That means is the number of spaces? Is that four is constant or is it increasing based on the input? If the input is how many numbers here? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 9 numbers. If I am going to give you 100 numbers or 1,000 numbers or cost, the input size is increases. Are you going to increase the space in the memory? Does it matter how
No,
many
sir.
elements? No, right? Does it matter? I
No.
don't care. You give 100 numbers, 1,000 numbers, million numbers. I don't care. I always take only four variables, right?
Yeah.
So the space is constant. That's why order of one. Let's say you wrote some algorithm that you're going to use hash table or another array. Let's say you are putting all the numbers in another array. Maybe that algorithm works. Your brain thinking you need to put the numbers in a hash table or maybe stack or queue or another array. Just assume you wrote algorithm. It is perfectly working. It is perfectly giving number 8. That is also an algorithm. That is also a workable solution. But you are taking extra memory. You are putting all the numbers in another array. Let's assume, or maybe hash table. Now what happens is if the input size increases, that extra array what you're going to take is also increases, right?
Yeah.
If I'm giving 1,000 elements, you are going to take thousand elements of memory. If I'm going to give 2,000 elements, you are going to take 2,000 elements of the memory. Basically, you are increasing based on the size of the input. You are taking more memory if I am giving more input, isn't it? Then that's not order. It's not constant space. That could be
Okay.
order of n, right?
Mm.
That's what I'm
Right.
mentioning. So that's exactly space complexity. If the variables or number of spaces you are taking is proportionately increasing based on the input, then space complexity is not constant. But here we are constantly taking four variables irrespective of the input, isn't it? I don't care 10 numbers, even I don't care even if the input is 1,000 elements. I don't care. I always take four variables. That means constant memory. Four variables means it will take maybe 3 kilobytes or maybe four kilobytes. We don't know. Let's say integer take, I don't know exact space it take, right? But you always take that same exact space, isn't it? That's why it is order of one. Is it?
Okay.
So we have to very careful. We need to put, you know, very important to understand what is time complexity and space complexity. Time is always like how much time it took to run the algorithm, because you are taking two loops, right? It will take order of n square. So that means here, like if the n is increases, the time will increases, right? So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 9 square. It's like order of 9 square. If the 1,000 elements input is 9 square, you are tripling or you are exponentially increasing based on the input. That's fine, but it is working. Algorithm is working. Space complexity is good. Just only four spaces. You did not take any extra array, extra hash tables or anything. Is it clear, Tarun and Anu?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to make sure that these concepts are very clear. Okay, so now what is the now here, is there any possibility to optimize? What is optimize? Optimization, you guys know about optimization, right? Optimization,
Yes.
making it better. I'm thinking we can do in order of n. So I'm just peeking into the solution, how many loops we have. Yeah, I think definitely it can be possible in order of n. Basically, I don't want to loop, I don't want to, stick one number and loop an entire array. I don't want to stick one taking one number and loop entire array. So Modi, think about how can we do in order of n itself. Just I want to loop only once. So instead of two loops, how can we do just in one loop? I want to do in one loop. How can we do that?
So can we use any space, like
Yeah,
extra space?
yeah. This is okay. Even if extra space means, oh, you want to take another array, kind of. You don't
Right,
want to.
right.
We don't want to spoil the order of space. There is a possibility without spoiling the space complexity. There is a way.
Okay.
So Anu and Tarun, are you guys following so far? What we are trying to do is order of space is really good. You can't make better than this. You can't, without taking four variables, or I mean without taking few variables, you can't solve any problem. So you're always taking four or five or six variables. That's always fine. So our space complexity is fine. Now we are thinking how can we reduce the time complexity, because it's unnecessarily, I am thinking we are unnecessarily looping the numbers.
So, uh, so if at every index we know what's the maximum stock price we can get in future, like
We
uh, then we can calculate in a single traversal, like
that we cannot.
at
Yeah.
okay.
So because because if that is another input you're asking, hey, if I buy two, what will, how much how much I can sell? That we don't know. Space, the stock price is always, we don't expect, right? So
Right, right.
Taran and Anu, are you guys trying to you guys understood what we are trying to solve here? We are trying to solve in
Yes. Yes.
order of
So,
n. That means we don't
And
want to loop two times. So how can we do
loop.
this? Just looking at the numbers, try to understand. So what we do is, should I tell the algorithm? I'm going to
No.
reveal.
No.
Are you
We'll
guys
try.
still trying? Want to try? Yeah, try out how to find out without looping two times. We want to loop only one time, but how to find out?
Like Suresh found out.
Yeah.
Like we need to find total maximum profit at first one attempt, or we can do like if we multiple attempts, a combination of multiple attempts, like maximum profit of multiple attempts, like.
Only one attempt. Don't think about that problem. Buy two times, sell two times. That is a separate problem.
Okay.
So here we are trying to solve is just buy once, sell once, which is already solved. I think Modit already solved the problem with two loops, right? So here you take I is I one loop with I, another loop with j, and you take the number at the ith location and try to find the profit by running the rest of the numbers. You take two, you're thinking you're buying at two, and if you buy at two, what is the max profit? If you buy at five, what is the max profit? You are running the rest of the numbers, right? You taking I as
Yes.
constant, and again you're running all the numbers on the right. So it's kind of two times, like two loops are there. So order of n square. So what we are trying to do is making it order of n. Order of n means just one time. I don't want to loop multiple times. I just want to loop one time. How can we solve
Right.
it? Okay, should I reveal the algorithm? Mohit.
Yes.
Yeah. Anu, you understood what we are
Yes.
trying to is. So basically, we will just loop only one time, and here is how can we find. So rather than sticking to constant, rather than sticking to one number, and going further, what we can do is what we all want. We all want a minimum number on the left side, a min on the left side, and max on the right side,
Right.
right? So why don't we just assume 2 is minimum, right? Basically we want min and max. If we so rather than looping two times, if we track the minimum number, so let me tell you. So what we are going to do is we will have the current profit. I can't erase properly this one, come on. Okay, so what we do is we will take the min number. Okay, so this is the variable name, min. So so along with current profit, so we are thinking current profit is minus integer value something, as suggested. We will put that minus integer value, and we will start I equal to 0. I equal to 0, and minimum also at the ith location. Let's assume 2 is the minimum. Basically we will initialize with minimum with first value, and the current profit is minus value, so minus maximum integer dot min, basically integer dot min. We'll initialize that. Now I equal to 0. Okay, we will initialize like that. Okay, so now I think we also need to take maximum value. Let me look at the algorithm, I am also confusing. Yeah, min and profit equal to integer at min value. And yeah, so what we do is we will also take the max profit is there. Okay, now I equal to 0. Okay, now I equal to 0. Now what we do is, oh sorry, we need to start with I equal to 1, because I equal to 0 we already initialized. Now I equal to 0 is done. Now we will start the loop from I equal to 1. Okay, I equal to 1. What is the value at I equal to 1? 5, right? Isn't it?
Right.
Now what we do
Right.
is we will compare with the minimum. Is that minimum value is 2? Okay, and current profit, we will basically what we do is, so we will if the a of I is less than minimum equal to a of I. So that means minimum, we have minimum equal to 2. Is that 2, is the value in the minimum is basically the value you got is less than the minimum value. You got 5, but minimum is 2. You no need to change the minimum, right? Because you got 5. So don't change the minimum is always 2. Now what is the current profit? Current profit means basically current profit, CP. The formula is a of I minus minimum. A of I minus minimum. What is A of I? 5. You started it. I equal to 1, right? 5. 5 minus minimum. What is minimum?
2.
And what is the profit? Current profit is
3.
3. 3. Is the current profit is bigger than the profit you already initialized? Is it bigger than the current profit or maximum profit you are assuming so far? Yes, because we initialized
Yes.
we initialize the maximum profit as minus integer dot minimum. So that's right. Then what we do is we will put the current profit equal to 3, current profit equal to 3, and max profit is so far equal to 3. Okay, we are initializing. Now what you do is, okay, I know, I think you are a little bit disturbing, like disturbance is coming.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, if you have question, ask. Otherwise, maybe please put in mute. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of noise is coming up. Yeah. So is it clear, or let me know? Anu, are you following so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what this is the formula. Okay. Now what we do is, now take the I proceed to 2. Now I proceeded to 2, and what is the value at 2? 1. Okay. Is the value at 2 is less than the minimum? Is it less than the minimum that we are thinking?
Yes.
That's what actually our brain did. Actually, when Anu said 8 is the answer, we already compared. Hey, 2, but here is 1. Let's take the 1. Just ignore the 2, because we found a minimum until now. And let's assume these are all numbers are coming from a pipe. We don't know the numbers. If you are everything on the board, our eye already glanced at 1. We ignored 2. But if they are coming from a pipe or we don't know the numbers, then we are assuming 2 is the minimum. But as soon as you get the 1, we will ignore 2, isn't it? So you got the 1,
Yeah.
which is minimum than the minimum that we are assuming so far. Now let's reset minimum. Hey, 1 is the minimum from now onwards. From now onwards, whatever you do calculations on the right side of the 1, take 1 as the minimum. So we are going to buy at that minimum. We don't buy at 2. So that's why 1 is the minimum, isn't it? Now let's calculate the current profit. Same thing. Current profit is basically this formula, right? A of I, A of I minus minimum. What is A of I? What is A of I?
One,
So we are at 3 index, right?
No, we are at 2. I equal to,
two.
so 1 minus 1, which is 0. Because let's assume that you are buying at 1 and you are selling at 1. Because AFI minimum, oh sorry, minimum is, yeah, minimum is 1, right? You changed the minimum, isn't it? You changed the minimum,
Yes.
and AFI is also 1 at this point. Now 1 minus 1 is 0. Current profit is 0. This current profit is 0, but which is not bigger than the maximum profit that we are thinking, which is good because you haven't explored it. So maximum profit so far is still 3. Okay. Now A increment to 3. This is the magic comes here. This is the magic. So now let's look at the current profit. So now first we need to find out minimum. Is it the minimum than the minimum that we are assuming so far? What is the minimum so far? We are assuming we are
One.
One.
1 is the minimum so far, but the amount, but the number we got, if A of I, basically if A of I is less than minimum, this is the condition. If the number you got is less than the minimum, change the minimum. The A of I is now 6. 6 less than 1? No. But previously 1 less than 2, right? That's the reason. 1 less than 2. That's the reason we changed the minimum. But now it is 6 and minimum is 1. We don't change the minimum. Minimum is still 1. We will proceed to the next formula. What is the current profit? Current profit is A of I, which is 6 minus what is the minimum?
One.
1. What is
One.
the
Five.
profit?
Answer will be 5.
5. See, you found a better
5.
profit here. Look, is it the better profit than the maximum profit that we are thinking?
Yes.
Yes. How you got 3? You got 3 by deducting 5 minus 2. By taking by buying at 2 and selling at 5, you got 3. But now you got a better profit here. So 5 is the current profit, which is better than this profit. So now we are thinking, let's assume that 5 is the answer because we haven't explored all the numbers, right? It's just assume that the numbers are coming from the pipe. As they are coming, you are processing, isn't it? So now if we don't have any other numbers, This is the answer, isn't it? If the number stopped at 6, there is no more other numbers, then this is the answer, isn't it? The number
Yes.
stopped here. If the number stopped, the only 4 numbers I gave you, then this is the answer. You just buy at 1, sell at 6. That is what we have been doing. We are trying to solve the problem progressively, basically, as we are going through the array. We are just putting another minimum is a variable that we are maintaining, isn't it? Now I became 4. Now I became 4. A of I is 8. Is less than minimum? No. Now current profit is 8 minus 1. How much is that? 7. So minimum is still 1 and the current profit is 7, which is better than what you found, isn't it? It's always compare. You need to compare. Actually, our brain already did all this. The only problem here is we can't think how our brain is thinking. That is the only problem while writing the algorithm. The algorithm is all about how your brain is thinking to solve the problem. This is our brain is thinking. Our brain is thinking, okay, let's do this too. 8 minus 1, you got 7, which is better, right? So we in our brain we already stored that minimum 1. As you are looking all these numbers, our brain already stored minimum is 1, minimum is 1, minimum is 1. Don't deduct other numbers, just always take the minimum, isn't it? Now I became 5. If I became 5, what will happen? Is 9. 9 is less than 1? No, we did not find any number which is less than 1. So now what is the current profit? 9 minus 1, isn't it? Are you guys following?
Yes.
So 8. Yeah, we found better profit again.
Yeah.
Erase the max profit and put the 8 there. Because why we taking the max profit? Because we are always keep changing this current profit. That is the thing. So let's look at the I equal to 6. If I equal to 6, what will happen? 7. Is 7 less than 1? No. Minimum is still 1. Okay. Now what will happen? 7 minus 1. How much is that? 6. So we'll put 6 here. Let's compare 6 and 8. Which is better? 8 is better, right? So
Yeah.
basically we deducted these two, 9 minus 1. Now we are deducting these two, 7 minus 1. Which is better? 9 minus 1 is better. So that's why we don't change max profit in this situation. Now you understood why we take this extra variable, right? Because we are calculating the max current profit and we are comparing that current profit with the max profit. That's why we are taking extra variable to store that 8 in our brain. We already stored this 8 in our brain. When we are comparing 7 minus 1 and 2 minus 1, the rest of the numbers here, we already know that 8 is profit, 8 is max profit so far. That's why we took the another extra variable to track the max profit. Now what will happen? Finally, I become 7. If I become 7, 2. 2 is less than 1? No. Still minimum is 1. And 2 minus 1, which is 1. 1 is here, which is not bigger than the max profit we found. Now finally the loop ends. I all the way completed 0 to 7 and the answer is already in the max profit. This is the answer. You guys followed? So this algorithm is order of n. We just traveled
And
only one time. We just traveled only one time, isn't it? Modit, you followed so far?
Yeah, it's a pretty nice algorithm, basically, by
Yeah,
the way.
exactly. Very nice. Basically, we are just tracking what is the minimum so far. We need minimum. That's it. We don't need to take each number and process, right? As you are going, we need to keep track of the minimum. Look at this. Once you found one, we stick to that one. We did not change minimum because we did not find any other minimum number. If we found, let's say in the place of 2 we have 200, in the place of 1, 100 is there. Now you found 5 or 6 in the other numbers, then we take that as a minimum. But here we found minimum at the location I equal to 2, right? This is the algorithm. And if I ask you another simple question, you are saying max profit is 8. I know max profit, you already calculate max profit 8, but I want to know, in order to get 8, at what index I need to buy, at what index I need to sell. I need two more information. I need, because as a user I want to, okay, I want to get 8 rupees, I want to get $8 profit. Tell me where, on what day I want to buy, and tell me at what day I want to sell. How do you do that? So
We can buy at least value and sell at highest value.
yeah, but then tell me the answer for this particular input. On what day? Basically, give me the index of the day where you're selling. So where you're buying? How much we bought here in order to get 8? We need to buy at rupees
One
1, and
index
we need to sell at
rupees
rupees.
one, index value two.
Index value is 2. That means day 2. You can think of as a day 2. So it's a day 0, day 1, day 2. Okay. Now you need to sell at the price
Nine,
9, because we want 8, we want max profit. So at the index
five.
5, which is day 5. So I want these two values also, I want these indexes. Hey, tell me the indexes, man, so that I will put an order. I will say, hey, buy at index 2 and sell at index 5. So how to tackle these two things? We just need two more information. Do you need any additional loops or anything? Anu, are you following so far what we want?
Yes, sir.
Basically, we want to return, we will return max profit 8. In addition to 8, we want to say on what are the indexes. In order to get 8, at what index you need to buy, at what index you need to sell. I just need those two more information. How can we track it?
Okay.
How can we track it? Very easy, actually. By looking at the table, you guys can tell.
So like we can keep one more variable when to sell it, and
Sell index.
when to buy
Suppose
it
buy
will.
index. Yeah, buy index. Yes. Okay.
So like buy index will be the minimum value.
Exactly. Whenever you find minimum, immediately store this value. Hey, put this value here. This is until now your minimum is 2. So 0 here, 0 here. But as soon as you find a minimum, we updated the minimum, right? We updated the minimum. From now onwards, you have to buy at this look at this price. At this price means at this index. So buy index, we will update the buy index as we are going for. Yes, is that enough? We also need sell index, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
So we have to like maintain one more variable, like
Sell index.
extra variable.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is called sell index. Buy index and sell index, right? Yeah, Modit, what you said is correct. You following so far, right?
And Suresh, we have to like traverse the whole array, right? Like till last,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Got it. Yeah.
So if we are already traversing the whole array, right? I is going all the way from 0 to n minus 1. So we need to keep track of two more variables.
Right.
We need to keep track of two more variables. One is like buy index. Buy index is basically whenever you update the minimum, that will be the buy index, isn't it? You want to buy at minimum, isn't it? Right? So you update the buy
Hmm.
index only when you updating the minimum. Okay. But what about the sell index? Sell index. So here
We can update by if the profit is maximum. We can update that index value.
exactly, that is perfectly right. So we update the cell index whenever you found a better maximum. Okay, so here you found better maximum. You found like for 0, right? Better max cell index is 0, nothing. But for 1, you got 3. Profit is 3. You buy at 2 and sell at 5. So profit is 3. So what is the cell index here? Cell index is 1, because index is 0. Buy at 0, sell at 1, you will get 3. Profit 3, right? But now this is something like when I equal to 2, you got the minimum. But the if you okay, so 1 minus 1 0, there is no profit here. This it is still 1. Okay, sell index is 1. But now what happens here is, here you found a maximum profit 5. So here, in order to get 5, what you need to do is, buy index is still 2, but sell index is 3. So if you want to get 5 rupees, you just buy at 2, sell at 3. Buy at 2, that means here 1, sell at 6. So you will get 5 rupees. So we will update sell index whenever you're updating the max profit. Got it? So if I was the interviewer, I will ask the basic question first. Hey, return 8. I don't need anything. Just give me one buy, one sell, and give me number 8. Give me the maximum profit. If you completed solving this problem, I will say, hey, return the indexes of the sell and buy. I don't ask very complicated question. I'm going to ask, hey, you said 8 is the profit, but where to buy, where to sell? I want to know those indexes. Can you update the algorithm how you solve the problem? If I was the interviewer, I don't ask the extra question like, hey, you can buy 2 times, you can buy two, you can sell 2 times. It will take another 45 minutes to solve. But here, Modi just solved the problem. Modi said, hey, we can take 2 more variables. That's it. I was impressed by that answer itself. I don't care how you updated. You already came to the right direction, right? You will be able to solve it. If I give you another half day or one day, you will definitely able to solve the problem. That's what we need, right? Candidates who will go in the right direction. We don't need candidates who will solve in just 5 minutes. It's okay, but you're already in the right direction. That means you are in a good shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it clear, Anu and Taran? I'm going to share the code. Here
So
is
it's clear.
Yeah, so here is the max profit algorithm. So the exact same numbers here. Okay, first one is just console at right line max profit. So this particular method will just print the max profit. It just returns the max profit. It's exactly like this. This is another boundary condition. If the length is less than 2, insufficient data. If you are giving only just one value, it's insufficient. Hey, you're not even given two numbers. How can I answer? Just exception. Otherwise, what you do is, as I said, we are putting minimum equal to first number, and profit is minimum. Profit is basically the max profit, and P is the current profit. I just use different variables. So this is P. So this is P, and this is profit. So P is just profit so far. So profit is minimum value. Now we are looping all the way from I equal to 1 to n minus 1, which is length minus 1, and is exact same condition. If you find a minimum number, just remember that minimum. Okay, and calculate the current profit, AFI minus minimum. And if this profit is bigger than the profit that you are thinking, right? So far you are thinking some number, but you found a better profit. Immediately update the profit. That's it. Simple, isn't it? Just a small single simple for loop with two if conditions. It took more than 45 minutes to understand, right? So once you know the algorithm, writing the code is not that difficult. Only thing is, you need to be very clear what if conditions we need to write, and how to update the variables and what are those if conditions will do, right? So you completed everything. Now let's say profit is still minimum value. Let's say here is the problem. If you are if the values are in decreasing order, you buy it, you never sell it, then profit is zero. Why do you sell it if the value, if the stock prices keep decreasing, right? You never sell it, and you never, so you never find a better profit, and you never update the profit. Finally the profit is still, integer at minimum value. Then you better to make it zero rather than sending minimum value, because you bought it but you did not sold, you did not sell the stock price, then profit is zero, isn't it? We want to make sure, we don't want to give you minus value or integer dot negative value while you're returning the profit. Okay, you understood why we have this if condition? Give a thumbs up so that I know.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
cool.
yes.
So simply we
So
return.
like the
Yeah,
profit will never update if it is strictly decreasing. Like
exactly, if they strictly decreasing, that's what they given in the algorithm, right? So they said, you know if the given array prices are in a decreasing order, then profit cannot be earned at all, so there is no profit. You can simply say profit equal to zero. So this is the first algorithm. Now coming back to the second algorithm. So what is second one? We want max profit with sell and buy indices. We want indices as well. We want those indexes. As I just said, we just need to add two more variables. That's it. In addition to minimum, we are thinking whenever you take minimum is a of 0, we will initialize minimum index equal to 0. Similarly, buy index is 0, sell index is 0. Profit is minimum integer dot minimum. So we took just, two more variables, buy index, sell index. We already have minimum index, right? Oh, we don't have minimum index before, but we need to take minimum index as well. So here is another thing. So we are looping in the same loop, I equal to 1 to n minus 1. And if you find a minimum, what we are doing is immediately we are updating the minimum, and we also updating the minimum index. Okay, and we calculate the profit. If you find maximum profit, whenever you are updating the profit, we'll say buy index equal to minimum index and sell index equal to I. Wherever you getting the maximum profit, that is the sell index. But what is the buy index? Buy index is basically the minimum index that you tracking so far. Okay, so here buy index, sell index, right? Here is the buy index and sell index. So we also need to track the minimum index. What is the minimum index as well? Okay, that's one more variable is required. So what you do is whenever you're calculating, whenever you're understanding the problem, just take a pen and paper and write this table. Always write the table, and update one by one row at a time. I equal to 0, what are the values? I equal to 1, what are the values? So that way you can understand how actually the algorithm is working. Okay, so finally, if the profit is less than or equal to 0, no profit. Otherwise, here is the profit. And in order to get this profit, buying price equal to this price, selling price equal to this price. If you want indexes, we can also say, hey, buy index, sell at index, sell index. You know. So basically, I'm returning or printing the values. You buy at 1, sell at 9. So that what it's going to return it's going to tell you the prices. That is also fine. You can say in order to get 8, in order to get profit 8, you need to buy at 1, sell at 9. Or you can also say buy at index 2, sell at index 5. That is also fine. Okay, so I want to return those indexes. I can run the program, and let's see how it works. Run without debugging. Oh, it's me, like it's a more than 1.5 hour. Right? It's almost like 10:30 for you guys, right? We'll
yes.
Yeah, we'll close pretty soon. So okay, so it's going to run output. Come on, it's still running. Okay, so where is it? It's still running. Okay, still building the algorithm. But you guys understood the algorithm, right? Any questions so far? So
It is clear, yeah.
yeah.
Clear,
So
sir.
very good,
Yeah,
very good.
it's perfectly.
So I will also this particular algorithm also has the other things like buy at two times, sell at two times. Like max two profits. See, this is complicated. Like do buy sell in this order, where we should not sell and buy on same day. This is another condition. Basically, you cannot sell two times or you cannot sell buy two times on the same day. We should not buy sell and buy on the same day. That is also another day. So basically, you need to buy, sell. How can we do this? So it's a very step by step procedure is there. If you still have time and interest, you can do this. It's complicated. See how many steps we have. I tried a lot. I spent a lot of time to understand this. Look at how many variables we are taking. You know, I think we need to take couple of arrays also. See, integer arrays. So many arrays we are taking. It's not order of n space. So it's a complicated. I can send the algorithm. You can still do it. And there is one more final algorithm is and profit and max profit. Basically buy and sell as many times as possible to get the max profit. This is super complex because it's saying you can buy anytime, you can sell any n number of times, you can buy n number of times. There is no restriction. Okay, this is the algorithm for that, and total profit will be like this is also complicated. These are all, if I am the interviewer, I never go this far. It's very complicated. No one can solve on the first attempt. It will take a lot of time as well. I would encourage just the first two is enough. Basically, you know get the max profit, and also show the indexes or the profits, at what price you bought, at what price you sold. Okay, I don't know why it is not showing anything. Now it's loading now. It will take a little time. I think if I run here, maybe it's faster. I have here as well. Okay, if I run here, this online debugger is so better. Yeah, see, max profit is 8, profit is 8, and buying price 1, selling price 9. Simple. Okay, and here is the max profit too. You can uncomment this, and you can see this as well. This will take, see, you can get 11, and max profit price for this one, max profit price, max two profits basically for this one. Okay, so let me comment this. So if I say this, yeah, so initially you got 8, right? Now max profit is basically max profit of two full buy sell transactions is 11. See, buy at 2 and sell at 5, right? Then buy at 1 and sell at 9. So so you will get 8 plus 3, right? You will get total 11. That is the max profit you will get on these numbers. Okay, so basically we need to find two of those, like 5 minus 2, which is 3, and 9 minus 1, which is 8. So 3 plus 8, 11. That's max you can get it. You buy at 2, sell at 5, and again buy at 1, sell at 9. You can't find better than this. Okay, are you guys following so far? What is max two profits? Check the algorithm. If you have time, then you will be able to follow this. Okay,
Yes,
Oh,
Suresh. Yeah.
cool then. Yeah, it's almost like sleeping time. Cool then.
Suresh, like one question.
Yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
so, like, So like which questions to practice? So like when I open lead code, so like there is like a lot of questions like on
Yeah,
or on like any coding platform. So like I get confused like which to solve, like, and some are very tough. Like,
that's right. That's
yeah.
why I would say
Some,
get the confidence on the algorithms. These are the algorithms I practiced when I go to interview. I don't practice more than this. I will practice these, and it's always you should have your own list of algorithms. Don't go blindly and try to solve all the problems there out there. We have tons of problems. I would say just pick 5 to 10 problems on each concept. So are the problems I practiced when I went for interviews a couple of years ago. So strings around 10 or 11 problems, stacks around 5 6 problems, linked list around see we have around 15 16 problems. That's what I'm explaining only the problems which I practiced. Okay, so the best way is you can also prepare your own list of problems and prepare those and get confident. If you are confident about all those problems which you practice, then only you do the other things.
okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the problem here. Like even if you practice 100 100 algorithms, next algorithm will always be tough. It's not easy. So only thing is, by having a list of problems, if you practice more and more times, you will get confident. You will be confident while you attacking the interview. And in the interview you should be able to bring the one of the solutions you already solved for the problem. You will be able to try apply those skills, right? The skills what you're learning here. So it will be helpful to solve the new problem.
Right, right.
That's the only thing. Like there is no way you can complete. It's not a course or it's not a syllabus, right? It's kind of a ocean. So you can't measure. How many liters in the water of the ocean. No one can measure.
Yeah.
So it's just like that. There is no limits. There is no ending. There is no beginning. So people can ask any question anywhere. That's why if you are keep spending time on lead codes or geek for geek, you will get frustrated. Sometimes you will get disappointed. Hey, how many problems I need to practice? Very tough. That's why,
I think we need to learn how to swim.
yeah, if you learn how to swim, it doesn't matter whether this is a pond or it's an ocean. Doesn't matter. You will be able to do something. I know. Even if you know how to swim in a pond, you can't swim the entire ocean. You can't go from one continent to another continent. But at least you will be able to survive, right?